Welcome to the You Two Scare Me podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Felice.
And I'm Andy.
And we are coming to you from Key West, Florida. We are so happy because we have been getting so much support and interest from people in the community.
Yeah. As we've started this journey, I've had so many people from my past connect with me and say that they've listened. We've also had a lot of people help us along the way. And I think it's important to recognize a couple of the people who have lended their talents to help us.
Yes, absolutely.
The incredible Katie Windsor took the fabulous photos we have on our website and social media. Maybe you saw them.
So we had the best day getting dressed up and going to all of our favorite haunts in Key West. We even got to dress up like actual ghosts, which the tourists and the locals all loved.
Oh, it was so fun.
And we saw so many of our friends around town.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
But they loved it.
And it was great. We also want to shout out again the true Renaissance man, Stefan Hecka. He not only wrote and recorded the music for our intro and outro, but after hearing episode 1, reached out and said, I noticed you had some weird synth transition stuff going on at approximately the 3-minute mark. Do you want me to fix that up for you?
He was like, Stefan's like, not on my watch.
He's like, is that the best you can do, you guys? These poor, poor little babies.
Yes.
So, Stefan, thanks for fixing it up for us and making this podcast the best spooky it can be.
Thank you, Stefan. In case you don't know us, we are two besties who are suckers for stories that give us goosebumps and chills.
But don't worry, we have the utmost respect for the unexplained forces out there at work. We hope to bring you stories to make you look over your shoulder, get a shiver down your spine, and question going into dark rooms alone. All while hopefully laughing loudly with us.
The tales are mostly true, or as true as any tale that you might hear in this town.
We dive into a range of scary and mysterious topics, like spirits, hauntings, and even stinky hairy cryptids, many of which are local to Key West.
For now,
Mm-hmm.
In the You Two Scare Me podcast, we research topics that are a surprise for each other, so all reactions are true and authentic. Each episode, we switch off telling the story so we both get a little fright.
Dive into the shadows with us as we bring you haunting tales in this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast.
Shall we dive in? Okay. Key West, the southernmost point in the continental United States. Sun-drenched by day, buzzing with nightlife, and yet, beneath the roosters and rum runners, the mojitos and museums, this island holds shadows. Today, I'm taking you into two of Key West's most haunted landmarks. One, a crumbling jail behind a courthouse. The other, a fire station turned museum that still hums with unseen energy.
A 2-for-1.
Yeah, a twofer. A BOGO, if you will.
And I will.
These are the stories of the Old Monroe County Jail and the Firehouse Museum. Behind the courthouse at 310 Fleming Street is the shell of the Old Monroe County Jail. Today it's mostly rubble and ghost stories, but back in the early 20th century, it held Key West's most dangerous and tragic residents. Built in the late 1800s, the jail once housed all of Monroe County's prisoners, long before the rest of the Keys were well settled. It sat just behind the courthouse with its bars, rats, and overworked jailers tucked out of sight from the judges and juries above. In the 1920s, the jail was the heart of a brutal chapter in Key West's history, one that still haunts the island to this day. One of the most heartbreaking stories is that of Manuel Isleño Cabeza, a World War I veteran, a proud native conch. If you don't know what a conch is, I can't remember if we talked about that before.
I don't
think so.
I think we're just talking in passing, but we didn't really explain it.
Right. So a conch in Key West is someone who was born in Key West, born and raised in Key West. And some people say that if you've lived here for 7 years, then you are considered a freshwater conch. And some people also debate if that's even really a thing. So I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But Cabeza was a proud native conch and a man known for being handsome, fiery, and deeply in love. His love was Angela, a mixed-race woman of Afro-Cuban descent. Their relationship scandalized the island's white residents, and it didn't take long for hatred to rear its head. So this really is a super ugly chapter in Key West history. On Christmas Eve, 1921, a group of white men, believed to be members of the Ku Klux Klan, dragged Cabeza from the Victoria restaurant and mercilessly beat him in the street.
Oh.
He survived, but he didn't forgive. In a fiery act of retaliation, Cabeza tracked down one of his attackers and shot him dead. He was quickly arrested and jailed. Authorities promised him safety inside the Monroe County Jail if he turned himself in, and he agreed reluctantly. Marines stood guard until 1 a.m., but the police officer in charge told them to go home. He said, "I got this." He told them to go home and rest, and that he would continue guarding. But that promised safety was a lie.
Oh, no.
On Christmas morning, 15 masked Klansmen stormed the jail. The guards stepped aside. They opened Cabeza's cell without a word. The mob tied him to the bumper of a car and dragged him across town.
Oh, my gosh.
They hung him from a palm tree. And as if that wasn't enough, they shot his lifeless body full of bullets.
Oh.
It was a lynching and a warning. But the story doesn't end there. You see, Angela practiced voodoo.
Oh. Don't mess with voodoo.
Yeah. So in case you aren't familiar, voodoo is a spiritual tradition with deep roots in West Africa. When enslaved Africans were brought to the Caribbean and the Americas, they preserved their spiritual beliefs by blending them with Catholicism, resulting in a religion that combines elements of both traditions. Angela reportedly placed a powerful voodoo curse on the men who took Manuel from her. And one by one, strange things began to happen.
Oh my gosh.
One of the Klansmen was killed in an accidental explosion while working with dynamite. I know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Well, I guess that's like
it's
a possibility if you're working with dynamite.
Dynamite in the 20s. It's a little risky behavior.
Risky business. Okay, true. Another died in a grisly boating accident. Another was swept out to sea during a hurricane. And the officer who had opened the jail cell drowned off the coast under bizarre circumstances.
All right. That's a lot of coincidences.
Yeah. And that palm tree, the one where Cabeza was hung, it was the first in the city to contract a mysterious palm disease, a lethal yellowing that spread across the island and wiped out dozens of trees. So it was the first one and then a bunch of trees got sick and died.
Not that bad juju.
Mm-hmm. Some say it was coincidence. Others say it was Angela's voodoo. It's also worth mentioning that after Manuel was murdered, he didn't receive a proper burial. But in 2019, there was a funeral held in his honor.
Wow.
One thing rings true. The energy of Manuel Cabeza's story still lingers in the ruins of the jail. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps, murmured voices. One woman claimed she felt a hand grab her shoulder, only to turn and find no one there. They say Cabeza's spirit still roams the jail, angry, restless, waiting. But, you want to talk about that?
No, I'm just like, ooh.
I saw your face. You're like, whoa, that's a big one, right?
Yeah, that's really sad, though.
It is sad.
And I think now Key West is such a welcoming place. In case you haven't been here, there's a little slogan saying one human family, which basically means, we will accept people of all kinds. We don't care who you are, you're welcome here.
Right.
We're all in this together. And so I know that those were different times. It's just hard for me to put the two Key West together in my brain. Yeah,
that's exactly what I thought too. It just doesn't fit in my mind. But also Key West does have a long history and a lot of history. Yeah. A lot of different people came through here.
Also, this is spooky.
It is pretty spooky. But the jail does not just echo with violence. It echoes with sorrow too. In 1985, a young man named Ocilio Perez was brought to the jail after fleeing abuse in Cuba. Authorities planned to transfer him to a psychiatric hospital, but the transfer never came. Osilio did not commit a crime. He needed treatment for his mental well-being. Left alone in his cell while the nurse went to get his dinner, Osilio flipped his cot, tied his belt to the bars, and hung himself.
Aww.
Since then, many who visit the jail, especially those who enter the area that once held Osilio's cell, have felt intense sadness, shortness of breath, and a strange tightening in the chest. Some hear weeping in Spanish.
Aww.
Others report a soft creaking like a body swaying from a rope.
Oh, no. That's spooky.
I know. They call him the hanging man. And while he doesn't seem angry, he is still there, waiting for a help that never came.
Oh, I hate the idea that he's trapped there.
I know. It's so, I think that one is really sad because he didn't do anything. He needed help, and that's where they put him to wait, but he didn't get the help that he needed.
That's really sad.
And that was the 80s, right? Like that wasn't the 20s.
Right. That's not so incredibly long ago.
Right.
Wow. That's a very contemporary haunting.
Yeah.
But that just makes me feel so sad. I don't like the thought that he's stuck there.
No.
I hope it's just like leftover feelings and not an active entrapment or whatever you want to say. Like he's stuck here.
Right.
With his sorrow. That's awful.
I know. Okay. That's so sad. Okay. We're switching gears now.
Oh, okay.
So this one is a little bit lighter.
Okay.
So a few blocks away at 1024 Grinnell Street stands another historic building with more than just artifacts inside. Firehouse number 3 was built in 1907 and stayed in service until 1998. Since then, it's been preserved as the Key West Firehouse Museum, a tribute to the city's first responders.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Yes, you've been there.
I was there for a child's birthday party.
So it's not too spooky during the day, at least, right?
No, it's actually rather beautiful in the back. And they have 2 vintage fire trucks that they let the kids kind of like climb on.
So cool.
But in a tie-in to an earlier episode, they do have a giant Robert the Doll statue. I think it was left over from Fantasy Fest, but I'm talking like a 10, 12-foot Robert just like chilling in the backyard. I'm like, oh, gracious.
Oh my
goodness. Is it a bad idea to take a picture of this guy? Did I send you a picture of that one?
I don't think so, no.
Oh my gosh. I took one for sure because I was like, it's not the real Robert. But it was pretty sweet.
You took one?
Yeah, I took one. And then I think I immediately deleted it.
Taking a chance there, lady.
It's a replica, a giant replica.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Firehouse Museum.
So it holds. Okay, wait. I have to sidebar for a second. Okay. I'm so sorry. And I don't know if we'll keep this or if we'll cut it. But did you hear that Annabelle the doll is on tour?
Yes.
And something crazy happened. So she went to the penitentiary in Pennsylvania, right?
Eastern State.
Yes. Then she went to New Orleans.
Okay.
Now she's in San Antonio. But guess what? Right after she left New Orleans, 11 inmates escaped the jail or the prison.
Stop it.
I was like, they should have never brought her.
Oh my gosh. I read something, and I don't know if this was true. I didn't like have enough time to dive into it.
Yeah.
But it said something about Annabelle had been in this protective case or whatever, and somebody cracked it. And supposedly there was, like blessings and whatever to contain this.
Well, I saw a video of them opening it because they moved her to a new case, but I don't know if it was because it was cracked or if they just needed like a transport case.
Oh, I don't know. But I think the whole thing was like, that thing in which she was enclosed was supposed to contain this dark, malevolent spirit.
Really bad spirit.
And so like, maybe don't open it, or like, let's just put her in another, like, kind of like those Russian dolls, like, let's put her in another case. And then
Yeah, I saw some videos, like they're traveling with somebody who's actively, this person was like actively blessing her and like throwing holy water on her, and her little box also was blocked by a box of chips. like Fritos. Yeah.
Cheetos, like the value pack.
I'm like, I don't know, are we blessing Annabelle or the chips, Maybe move the box of chips so we can make sure that the drops of holy water get on Annabelle. I don't know. That's they're taking her on a little road trip.
I don't know. That one really scares me.
Me too. I don't mess with that. I don't want to see her. And I don't know if she should be out running around the country
Yeah.
releasing prisoners.
If the next stop something else crazy happens, like
I know. What do you think is going to happen at the Alamo?
she's gonna find the basement.
There's no basement at the Alamo. Okay. Shall we get back to Firehouse number 3?
Let's go.
Okay. So, Firehouse number 3 holds antique fire engines, equipment, memorial wreaths, and spirits. The museum's caretaker, Rich Siniscalchi, I hope I'm saying that right.
Rich.
Forgive me, Rich, if I didn't say that right. We're not big on pronouncing things correctly in this podcast. I'm so sorry. I think that that's something that we need to maybe work on a little bit. Okay. We're going to work
Put
on
that
that.
on the list.
Okay. So, Rich has no doubt that it's haunted. In 2012, paranormal investigators captured more than 175 strange images during a single overnight session. One of these photos shows a little African-American girl in a long white dress standing inside the station. So this
Spooky.
this is a quote. It was a group photo, he told Keys Weekly, and in it, a little African-American girl. She was dressed like she'd stepped right out of the early 1900s, but she wasn't there when we took the picture.
Wow.
No children were present during the investigation. Some people believe that she may be the daughter of a fireman. Others think she wandered in from a nearby graveyard and never left. But she's not the only ghost in the house. Rich says that once, while sleeping inside the museum, his air mattress suddenly launched into the air and flipped over. No explanation. No wind, just force. Sorry. Like, it would be terrifying, but it sounds funny. It does, right?
Just, as somebody who recently slept on an air mattress.
Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh, I mean, you're already like pretty uncomfortable.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, this sucks.
You're already like your tailbone is already resting on the ground to begin with.
Right. And then all of a sudden, whoa.
Oh my gosh. It launched into the air and flipped over. That's crazy. So one night while discussing the infamous former fire chief, Joseph Bum Farto, that's his real name, okay? I'll get into his story in a second. But so while he was discussing Bum Farto, a tire on Rich's new bicycle mysteriously exploded. No punctures, no warning, just boom. So who exactly was Bum Farto?
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you. Born Joseph Farto right here. It never stops being funny. I'm sorry. Farts are funny.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm a mom of 2 boys, and it's never going to stop being funny. Okay. So he was born right here in Key West in 1919, and he got his infamous nickname by hanging around the firehouse as a kid, always trying to bum candy or favors from the firefighters.
Oh, okay. That went in a different direction.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too, actually. Yeah. So what started as a childhood nickname stuck, and eventually so did he. Bum rose through the ranks to become fire chief in 1964. So he was rolling around that firehouse for a really long time, right? He was born in 1919.
They're like, okay, you can have it.
You got this. Bum wasn't your average civil servant. He rolled around town in a lime green Ford Galaxy with El Jefe on the plates. He wore red leisure suits, gold chains, and gem-encrusted everything, all on a city salary.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
I'm picturing, oh my gosh, what movie is it? It's like, there's like a masked man who wears like a leisure suit with all his chest hairs out.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, that's what I'm picturing. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's good. I mean, they painted we're painting a really good picture of him.
I need to look up a picture of him.
Oh, yeah. Andy and I were talking about earlier. We can't wait till our podcast gets big enough that we can ask someone, hey, can you pull that up?
Insert photo here.
So all of his extravagant outfits and spending started to raise eyebrows. He even practiced Santeria and held rituals in public, which earned him a reputation as a witch or voodoo priest.
Oh, he is a jack of all trades.
He is. He's multi-talented. He's a Renaissance man.
Sure is.
Then came the drugs.
Oh.
In the 1970s, Bum was caught selling cocaine and marijuana at the fire station. This is a very common theme, I would say, in the Keys in that time of year. You know what I mean?
It's very common in the Keys.
Very common in the Keys. The whole drug situation was, it was the hopping business, I would say, back then. So he got into it. So he was caught selling cocaine and marijuana at the fire station. And after a swift conviction, he told his wife that he had out of town business. He rented a car and vanished just like that. See ya. But his car was found abandoned in Miami. He was never seen again. Rumors swirled. Murder, exile, witness protection, even Spain.
Or Spain.
Could be Spain. Who knows? No one knows.
It wasn't the El Jefe car, right?
Right.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
That was still here.
No, I think that was the one that was. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, he rented a car and vanished. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that one would be
Maybe he left
conspicuous.
Yeah, El Jefe with his wife. I don't know. He was declared legally dead in 1986, but here in the Keys, his legend never died. Where is Bumfardo? Shirts became local fashion. Jimmy Buffett even sang about him, and today you can still see his desk and uniforms at the Firehouse Museum.
Oh.
So maybe, just maybe, Bum never really left. His old desk still sits at the firehouse, and sometimes strange things happen near it. One guest claimed to hear a whisper coming from the desk saying, "It's not over."
Whoa.
Yikes.
What wasn't over?
I don't know.
Was it the drugs? Was it
Cocaine? Was it Santeria? I don't know.
Of the leisure suit?
The gold chain? Then there's the bathroom.
So many haunted bathrooms in
I
Key West.
know.
Like, what is going on?
All the ghosts love a good bathroom, I guess. I don't know. A man once splashed water on his face, looked up into the mirror, and saw someone behind him. When he turned around, no one was there. But in the reflection, he was still not alone. He asked the man if he needed help, and the man replied, "My name's Frank. I just need the mirror." These firehouse ghosts are so super silly.
He's just like combing his hair.
When the guest returned from the stall, Frank was gone. No one else in the group had seen him, but the tour guide, he just nodded and asked, "Was it Frank again?" Again. So I guess he's a common.
Frank's always checking out his hair, making sure he's looking good.
Yeah.
He's like, "Get out of here, bro. That mirror."
I just need the mirror. This might be the most peaceful spirit of all, the Bahamian girl. Guests report seeing a beautiful young woman in a yellow 19th century dress. One woman claimed she was invited silently to follow the spirit down a corridor. When they reached a room filled with memorabilia, the Bahamian girl vanished. Some people believe she was a victim of the 1909 fire. Others say she's just looking after the firefighters. This firehouse isn't just a haunt, it's a historical landmark. In 1909, the roof was torn off by one of Florida's deadliest storms, yet the men survived. In the 1930s, the firefighters worked through the Depression, even getting paid in script, which were coupons they could use like money, but only at half value. Through it all, Station Number 3 never shut its doors. So, we have two buildings, one forgotten, one preserved, but both alive in spirit. The Old Monroe County Jail holds echoes of violence, injustice, spiritual revenge, and sorrow. The Firehouse Museum remembers duty, tragedy, and the ones who never clocked out. If you ever find yourself in Key West and feel a hand on your shoulder or hear a voice behind you, maybe don't be too quick to run. Listen, because here, ghosts don't just haunt, they remember. So, what do you think? Did you see any ghosts when you were at the firehouse birthday party?
I can't say that I did. I did see some old firefighter equipment that was in an open shed with a bunch of 3 and 4-year-olds running around, so we decided to close that shed up.
Oh, okay. Did have like rusty axes and stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, we're just going to close this here."
Okay.
So there are some hazards for young children, but they were actually really nice. And remember that they host now ghost hunting tours.
Oh, we should go check it out.
Yeah, I think they're on like Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Okay.
So we totally need to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck on one part of your story where that visitor got a silent invitation to follow this young girl and just did it. True. Like you
So
see
true.
a spooky ghost child and you're like, that seems like a great idea. Let me follow her.
Yeah.
I'd be
Like
like,
the beginning of every scary
right?
movie.
I'd be like,
What's that?
I'm like, I don't know if I would follow, but if we go on the ghost hunt,
Goes hunt and haunt. Yeah.
then maybe I will.
Okay.
Only if you're
I'll
there
let
with me.
you. I'll be like, good luck, Andy.
Yeah, you'll be like, check you later. I'm gonna go look in the mirror.
We're gonna chat with Frank.
Oh my gosh. Other than that, I don't think I've heard any story. Well, an unconfirmed story about the old jail.
Oh, okay.
I will get back to you on that.
Okay.
So speaking of stories, it's time for the part of our show where we tell stories others have asked us to share with our listeners. Somebody told me. Okay. This story is shared from someone who would like to remain anonymous.
Ooh, okay. I think it's going to be juicy.
It's a spooky one.
Okay.
Here's what they say. I used to work at a daycare that was haunted. In the infant room, the rocking chair would rock with no one around it.
I'm already scared.
I know.
Okay.
Right? The epitome of like
Yeah.
every scary movie. Children would often say someone was crying and screaming when I would hear nothing. One time a child told me, he's yelling, fire, get out! During nap time in the toddler room, toys would move. Once a toy went flying off of a shelf across the room. Also in the toddler room, the children would stand in the corner talking to the wall.
No.
I'm so
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I'm getting such a picture in my head and it's creeping me out. When asked what they were doing, they would say, talking to the little girl. Sometimes they would say the name of a child who was not in the daycare. After different children started telling me the same name, I started asking questions. This was the answer. The location of the daycare had originally been the home of a wealthy family. There are reports of a fire that started in the kitchen of the home. It burned the house down, killing the cook, nanny, and 2 children, an infant and a toddler.
Oh my gosh.
The creepiest part, everything the daycare children would say was accurate according to the historical records from the fire.
Oh my gosh.
Even the name of the little girl they would talk to, she was the toddler killed in the fire.
I'm stunned. I literally, I know we're supposed to be talking, but I'm like,
It's so spooky.
I have no words. That is so scary.
Yeah. And that's how they ended it.
Oh
my gosh. Can you believe this?
Actually, I do believe it because I feel like kids, I don't know. I don't know.
They're more open.
Yeah.
They're more in tune. They're not like jaded by the world or people telling them you don't do that or see that or whatever.
Yeah. They can just see.
I think they're so
things.
much more open. Yeah.
And also probably more approachable.
True.
From the other side, you know?
Yeah.
From the other side. Whoa.
And this person is not someone who would just make up a story to get a little like recognition or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they wanted to remain anonymous for a reason. Yeah.
That is crazy.
I couldn't believe it.
That is crazy. That is really
I keep picturing the like standing in the corner.
Yeah, talking to the wall.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. That's spooky. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm going to be thinking about that. I'm actually going to go home and go to bed and probably be thinking about that one. That
Looking in
one's
the corner of your room.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. We are so happy that we get to share this space with you.
Listeners, you can support us by telling all your friends, your cousins, your second cousins, your third cousins, and the lady next to you in the self-checkout line in the grocery store all about our podcast. and to download.
Yes.
You can also rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, and wherever you get your podcasts. It is most helpful to us when our listeners download the episodes. Don't forget to check out our social media. Find us on Instagram at you2scareme_podcast or on our Facebook page, You2Scare Me.
Don't forget to send us your own spooky, weird, scary, or otherwise paranormal stories for our Somebody Told Me segment at you2scaremepodcast@gmail.com. That's YOUTWO scaremepodcast@gmail.com. You can even follow us on our new TikTok account. Just search You2Scare Me Podcast, no spaces.
Thanks for wandering through the shadows with us.
Until next time, stay curious and beware what lurks beyond the light.